Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Lovin Dubai show, where we go through the top trending stories that everyone in Dubai is talking about. Today, we're talking all about a huge fashion event that took place this week, where Coldplay's Chris Martin and Giorgio Armani were at the fashion event of the year.
Oh, it was a star-studded event, and apart from that, we'll be talking about top fun things lined up for you this festive weekend.
Kim Kardashian reshared a Dubai blogger's pics of the Fendi x Skims collab. So many fashion stories this week.
And Abu Dhabi Showdown Week is back with big names.
We're also going to be talking about a showroom on Sheikh Zayed Road that's supporting breast cancer awareness. But please stay tuned, because later in the show, we have a 15-year-old UAE pageant queen who already has a lot of sashes under her belt. I've never met a 15-year-old who is so well presented and spoke so well. Really, really incredible. But as always, we have all of your comments open. We're looking at Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. We love to know where you're watching from. Are you feeling good this Thursday morning? What are your plans for the weekend?
It's the weekend. Oh, it's like this feeling never gets old. But speaking of 15-year-olds, I feel like they're just like kids these days are growing up so much faster than when we were kids.
Oh, so true.
Right?
When you look at Instagram and people's photos and stuff.
Yeah, I see 16-year-olds and like at first I'm like, okay, they must be like 18, 20. And then they say they're 16 and I get the shock of my life. Like they look older than me.
I think it's just a social media thing. I think every single thing that we talk about recently, I'm like, oh, that's because of social media. Because you learn all these makeup looks. But let's jump into our top story. We're talking about Coldplay's Chris Martin and Giorgio Armani at Dubai's fashion event of the year. Hello, Fancy. The fashion event of the year took place at the Armani Hotel this week, and it was attended by the who's who and hosted by legendary fashion icon himself, Giorgio Armani. Coldplay's Chris Martin provided the tunes, and I think most people's reaction to this was, how did we not know Chris Martin was in town? Such a legend. Even as I was writing this, I was thinking of you are. That's one of his, right?
Yeah.
To be sure. But it doesn't stop there. The stars of the event included some serious superstars. Sharon Stone is in town, Clive Owen, model Taylor Hill, and Italy's 100-meter Olympic gold medalist Marcel Jacobs. They're all here.
And earlier this week, Giorgio Armani was granted the Golden Visa by His Excellency Major General Mohammed Ahmed Al-Mari, Directorate of Residency and Foreign Affairs, in a ceremony held at the Al Jafliya, the General Directorate of Residency and Foreigners Affairs. Now, as we know, the Golden Visa was instituted by the UAE government in 2019 and grants a 10-year residency in recognition of a special contribution to the country, and the honor is granted to the investors and entrepreneurs as well as special talents in a variety of fields, from science to entertainment, sports, academia, and philanthropy.
So we are waiting for ours.
For sure.
But yes, he did get the Golden Visa. He was celebrating 10 years of the Armani Hotel, which, as you may or may not know, it's at the bottom of the Burj Khalifa. So if you're staying in the Armani, your address is Burj Khalifa, which is pretty fancy. And they had the show right beneath it, right beside the fountain. So super, super stunning. They had 90 models flew in from Milan. All of these superstars were there. 110 looks from their spring summer collection 2022, but it was just like, I looked at it and I was like, is that New York, is that Milan? Because it was amazing, and their makeup looks were phenomenal. Yeah, it's just like, we're just seeing so many big parties like this.
It honestly did not look like Dubai, and I remember you seeing it yesterday and you were freaking out that Chris Martin is here and performing, and you were like, how do I get in?
Yeah, I know, and then I realized it already happened. I was like, oh, okay.
Never mind.
How do I get in? I'm gonna make a fake media badge. Me, you invited me. They're like, no.
I just went out to get a drink. Like, I'm just going back with my drink.
You just have to. Thing is, though, I wonder. Yeah, you'd wonder what security is like at these events. You know, you dress up, but imagine dressing up and then them telling you, no, it's not your night, not tonight, love. Off you go.
But you know what? I want to ask you a controversial question, because Coldplay. I remember when they had their concert in Dubai, there was this whole thing going on, like, just conversation around, is Coldplay getting too monotonous with their tunes? And I mean, as much as their songs are like amazing, do you think that's true?
No, I think so. I'm not a massively musical person.
Yeah.
There's a couple of bands that I like, and sometimes I know songs that I like, I don't even know who sings them. I don't know the band's name. But sometimes when you know let's say like a genre or a particular niche is so in tune with that band,
Yeah.
it's nearly quite cool. And I do think Coldplay have evolved. Like if you go back, they're a little bit more, correct me if I'm wrong, because this is just my humble opinion, but they're a little bit more dancing than they used to be. They've definitely evolved slowly. And just because they don't like switch and like, you know, jump into R&B because people are listening to R&B, like that's not a problem. I think because they've actually kept to what they're super duper talented at. I think that's cool.
Yeah, and they're trying out new collabs with DJs and all those things. That's fun. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it works for them. I don't know. I like their music, and even if it does get monotonous, like what?
Because monotonous, you're saying even if it does get monotonous, as
if it's not already.
No, as in like because I think because monotonous sounds even if it does get boring. That's what like is insane.
No, as in yeah, samey. So that was the whole gist of it. Like it is like just the tunes are very similar. Like if you see Yellow, and then if you see the song, I forgot the name of it. Like Science something, the something
Is it
Science.
just called Science?
Science.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think you're close.
Yeah, so it's like both of them have very similar tunes. But anyway, moving on.